Boston TTs.
TT the Bears, yeah?
That's the one.
Yep, in Cambridge, yep.
Yeah, played that.
Really tiny. Oh, man, what I would have given to have been at that gig.
Well, there wasn't many there.
Yeah, well, and let's see, how old was I in 1992? Like 5, maybe?
Probably wouldn't let you in.
Probably not. Well, anyway, so let's see. I've got some questions for you. All right. So, how have you been enjoying this first American tour, or North American tour, in 10 years?
Just remarkably well. I mean, as a kind of, we've got into a routine over the last 2 years where we go to other places, and this has just been really refreshing. Come to Canada and America, and I don't know what to say really, because usually I moan about everything, but it's just the people who are turning up, I think, have waited such a long time, and there's just so much warmth and appreciation. There's some mothers come in who saw us in 92, and now they've got kids who've never seen us, and they're bringing their kids along.
Oh, that's so cool.
Shows how long it's been, I guess.
Yeah, so do you guys have plans, if the next time another album comes out, are you going to definitely come back here?
Definitely.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, we've just been really lazy, and the world's a small place. Unfortunately, sometimes it's also down to economics. If you're making a lot of money in Japan or Europe, then, and you're playing to lots of people, then you've got to spend a long time here to make it count.
Oh yeah, well, but it seems like the new album, it was just released here a couple weeks ago, and it's a critical acclaim. Everybody's really been digging it. And so, how have you felt that the American response to the shows, to the album, how have you found that to be compared to at home and other places where you have a larger fan base?
I think critically, and pretty much everywhere, I think people have understood what we've tried to do. Obviously with Richey's lyrics, and it's just been received as good as we could have hoped, really. And it is something of a tribute album to Richey, so it's a lot of weight on our shoulders, to pull this one off. I think gig-wise, we're trying to show much more. We're not treating it as we're promoting a record, really. We're trying to, from Motown Junk, our first kind of single, right through to this album. We're pretty much playing a song off every album, I think, at least.
Yeah, I think so. I was looking at the set list online. I was thinking, how do you choose a set list for a place that you haven't played in 10 years? There's so much material that you have to kind of throw in there new. Yeah?
It is really difficult. We're like the indie queen, we got such a bad catalogue.
You do. I was like, on my iPod today, I was like, man, I have like 125 Manic songs.
Yeah, there's tons and tons of them. So it is, we started off with big intentions of changing the set every night, and we did. But the last few times, I think weariness has
Understood.
It.
Yeah, that can get really hard. Okay, well, let's see. So, of course, last year, Richey was officially declared dead. So do you feel like this album is kind of putting to rest, you said it's the tribute and everything, do you feel it's kind of putting to rest everything?
I don't really. We get asked this all the time, but we've just found a way, we just exist in the middle.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but the legality of being declared dead and stuff, it's not, I don't know, it doesn't kind of infiltrate our minds, really.
Yeah.
The album was more about just trying to place him as back in the pantheon of great kind of lyricists, really. That's what we wanted to do, and it was just for like five weeks in the studio, it just felt like we were four piece again, and working with Steve Albini, just a lot of good things came from it. It was just great. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
Is that noise too loud?
Oh, no, it should be fine. Yeah.
I'll shut it off if you need.
All right.
Oh, thank you. So when you went in the studio for the 5 weeks, how did the music for this album come out? Because it's a little bit different than, the more accessible, or, not accessible.
No, it is.
You guys are always accessible. At least. So how do you feel like it came back to that, everybody's like, oh, it sounds like the Holy Bible kind of thing?
Well, it's down to the lyrics. Richey's lyrics push us. My lyrics are just inherently more commercial. I don't know why. When James writes songs with my words, even though they can be a bit of a mouthful, like Tolerate and stuff, as a rule, they just scan a bit more.
Yeah.
Richey's just make us more jagged, more post-punk, more kind of in utero.
Yeah.
It's just it's a state of mind, I guess. And because Richey wrote the lyrics when he was 27, it just made us feel a bit young again. You're going in there and you can feel the vitality and the pace, songs like Jackie Collins and Stephen Hawking are, kind of viciously fast for 40-year-old men to be playing.
But it's all, all the lyrics sound so relevant today,
Yeah.
When the things about celebrity culture and all of that stuff, and I remember I had read an interview with you said, well, Richey never had the internet.
No.
But listening to these lyrics, you would think that,
It would have been amazing if he did have all that stuff.
Yeah, and he saw how incredibly crazy things have gone with celebrity culture and whatnot.
Exactly. I mean, back then, and news cycles and all that, it was only just really starting.
Yeah.
but he kind of all his knowledge was gained through reading and consuming and watching, and I just really admired his intellect then, because I could see that I just couldn't keep up with him, and I like to think I'm quite an intelligent fella, but
oh, you are.
But compared to him, he was just he was accelerating at such a pace that you just, that's why the Holy Bible, I just kind of sat back and let him write most of the words, because you could just tell that he was on a roll.
Yeah. Oh, very, very interesting. So you worked with a new producer on this album. So did it change the way that you recorded it at all, or did you kind of just go in there with the same methods that you
No, it changed everything, really.
Yeah?
Because Steve only works with analog.
Okay.
Because
I wasn't aware of that.
and because Richey was doing it on a typewriter, just felt to carry through the aesthetic.
Yeah.
To avoid digital technology, because it wasn't really around. So we recorded onto tape, and a bit of editing's done by his scissors. You play live, so that's how Steve does it. You play live, so you've got to be really tight and disciplined and well rehearsed. Otherwise, it sounds like a sack of shit. And Steve says, "I can only make you sound like the band you are." So we knew he's not really an arranger. He doesn't come up with sort of ideas about songs. He just wants to make you sound as good as you can. And for the first time in a long time, we were just dedicated, even me, to kind of playing together in a room, because it can be. It's so easy to make records with technology these days.
True.
It really is. It's too easy.
Oh yeah, you got GarageBand on your laptop and plug your guitar in and you're good to go. Exactly.
And Steve is like the antithesis of that.
Oh.
So, having said that, it's the quickest record we've ever done. So, it just goes to show.
5 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 3 of those was with Steve, and then we did 2 weeks just kind of mixing and a few overdubs. And so it just goes to show, if you're kind of determined to play live, you can... I think it does add a warmth that perhaps is missing in a lot of modern records.
Yeah.
So I think we will keep elements of what we learned with Steve.
Definitely. Well, I'm sure each producer is kind of a learning experience. You take things away from it.
Well, strange. We played New York last night, and Tony Visconti came along, who we work with on Lifeblood. So we were chatting, just talked to him about studios and stuff, and because we've got a studio in Cardiff, and I was just saying if he wants to come over, and you can't help but learn off people like him and Mike Edges and Steve. We've been very lucky to learn with some of the old school greats.
Yeah, no, and that's great. I mean, you take away all of these different recording methods, and it's just a great.
And they're all different, Tony's obviously worked with Bowie. Was Mike Hedges brilliant with string arrangements and vocals, and so it's really good.
Cool. Okay, so another one of the things with the album was all of that controversy surrounding the artwork back home. Have you run into anything like that over here? Or
no, I gotta say no. Yeah, there hasn't been. I mean, I guess our records are not really kind of in Walmart or Target over here.
That's
anyway.
True. In fact, a funny story for you. When I was 13 or something and didn't know better, I was in Target and I was like, "Do you guys have any Manic Street Preachers CDs?" And the guy goes, "Are they a Christian band?"
Well, we have, we do get that a few times.
Yeah, and
actually.
I was like, "No." Needless to say, I didn't look for your CDs at Target again.
No, but it was bizarre. I mean, it's just a beautiful. As you know, in supermarkets you can buy whether it's terrible computer games or porn or everything, but a kind of piece of art just seemed to annoy people.
That's so weird. I mean, it's not like it's an offensive album cover.
Not at all. But
someone thought so.
Jenny Savile, who did it, she came to some of the shows in London,
cool.
and she said she'd give us the painting for free to use, which is so rare these days. And she's she's an amazing painter, but she's a lovely person. She really is.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so let's see, where am I? So now that the U.S. tour is over, tonight's the last night of the tour. So what's up next for the Manics? Are you guys touring throughout the rest of the year?
No, this is it.
No?
It's the last
gig.
Last gig.
Oh,
this is
nice.
the last gig we'll be doing for a long time.
So then you get to go home.
Yeah, we go home and we just start work in November. We've got lots of songs already, but
nice. Have you been writing on the road, or?
Yeah, because I didn't write lyrics on this record, and obviously I've had a lot of time.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
And we got 4 or 5 songs in the can, but we just need to sit down and play them. And
of course,
we have learned with the last record is just to play them and get them tight first. It really helps.
Oh, definitely. So is next year you guys gonna be back in the studio and?
Yeah, it just depends on recording, because whatever songs you get, actually getting them right.
True.
Is the key. So we'll definitely make an album within the next 8 months. It's just whether we finish it.
True.
But I don't think we'll be playing in the UK next year. I'm pretty sure we won't. We might do a few gigs in Europe, and maybe might actually do a few festivals in North America.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Just to keep our toe in,
Yeah, hey, don't forget about us.
No, we won't.
Well, I think those are most of the questions that I have for you. And if you don't mind recording a couple of drops for our radio station.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's awesome. Okay. Let's see. All right, the first one right here.
This is a well-organized notebook, isn't it? I gotta give it. I like that.
Thank you.
I'm a stationery freak. I've just got a fetish.
They're all like different colors too.
Yeah.
All the pages. It's great.
Okay, so we listen to WECB Emerson College. Cool.
Yep.
Hi, this is Nicky Y from Manic Street Preachers, and you're listening to WECB Emerson College, Boston. Stay beautiful.
Excellent. And then this one, I have my own radio show. I'm the music director of the music of WECB, and I play only like UK bands.
Okay.
That's why it's called Anglophiles Unite. So if you wouldn't mind recording one for my show, that'd be
no worries.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, this is Nicky Y from Manic Street Preachers, and you're listening to Anglophiles Unite on WECB. Be pure, be vigilant, behave.
Thank you so much.